else.
Okay, so where are we? Where are we?
Yeah, let's set the scene.
You guys have, I hate to say found, but you've kind of come across and been pointed towards a nondescript safe house. It's not really a safe house so much as it is an abandoned sort of corner alcove / large storeroom that you're using. If you wanted makeshift cots, you could. I don't know if Kurt actually had a living domicile or if he was using the old school, I just crash at some random dive every night.
Right.
So that was something I wasn't sure on how his character was working this, but you guys would have access to something of that sort.
All right, so we're in a little,
like a small alcove type. I mean, it's this entire station. It's massive. I hate to call it a station when it really is basically a large city that's just ramshackle together. So,
and is it on a moon, or am I mistaken?
It is on a moon,
okay.
And the moon's, other than that, uninhabitable.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't have an atmosphere that you guys could really go out to normally, or at least a human style atmosphere. So, but it is a city. It's just not. I'd hesitate to even call it Blade Runner, because Blade Runner has a kind of function. It looks like it at one point had a form to it. This is really hey, we landed a ship here and we can't take off anymore for whatever reason, and it just got built around because they needed to expand, and over. Yeah, really over 1,000 years, over as long as this place has been in existence, it's just continued to sprawl.
Right.
And there are, it is relatively well located. Like they do have subsections and things so that people know where stuff is relatively at. Oh, that's in sector, L. That's in, subsection E sort of thing. So everybody has a rough directional sense for where things are. But if you're very low streetwise, for example, you might get lost quite a bit trying to find your way to things. You do need somebody who recognizes the areas, that is familiar enough with kind of the flow of traffic to avoid getting lost. Going down blind alley. It's very easy to get into a blind alley. It's very easy to find hey, this is an abandoned something that doesn't look like anybody's been here in a long time. So you would have been pointed to one of these either by Kurt or by Clayson. You would have been said, for all intents, I didn't really think it all through, but for all intents and purposes, he could have, that room that you guys were taken to at the end of the last session could easily be it. It's an invisible area that's, away from anything. That's the reason they took you there, was because no one would be around if they needed to get rid of you. So those places exist. They can be found.
Okay.
Relatively easily. So that's what you guys have set up, unless you had something specific in mind that you wanted to do.
That's perfectly fine with me. I mean, I feel like, we don't have like a ton of credits. I mean, I know that Kurt, you've got a job, but you're not really raking it in. So,
he's low end on the guild, so he's not really raking cash in.
You guys all right with like a little ramshackle room somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine because I got a barracks back at the day job. So yeah,
and that makes sense. That's probably about what it would be for a place like this. If he was just a general maintenance guy, he more than likely would just have like a bunkhouse for that he could be allowed to crash into. But it wouldn't be his bed so much as just a communal room.
Sounds fine to me. All right, so assuming we're all here in the same room.
Yeah, if y'all wanted to be.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, okay. So obviously I think we left off on kind of shaky terms there, but
there's only a few days are going to have passed between where we'll start you back off and where we ended. So if your conversation wants to take place in those couple of days, that would be fine.
Perfect. Okay, so let me.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and assume that I did eventually tell you my name.
Okay.
Over the course of two or 3 days.
Well, I mean,
okay.
Just so we don't be super awkward here.
Well, actually, I mean, we could stay like that because I figured, just like JBot just said, I wasn't with you for those 2 days fully. I mean, in my mind was down to the sub levels, just healing and like hunting and getting my skills and just
right. Yeah. You do need. I didn't look to see what you guys upgraded on your character sheets, but you will need to have some form of kind of explanation for it. You can't suddenly become an astrogation expert sitting down here unless there's an arcade somewhere that you guys can go to and play.
Check out the timeline because I've got mine in there exactly perfectly.
Okay, yeah, that's why I like those kind of post game, between game diaries and stuff, because it explains what you're doing. So if I ever come, how the heck did you get that good with a blaster? You're like, oh, it's in the timeline. It's been there for 6 months. Why aren't you reading it? Sort of thing. I'm going to try and get that read tonight before I go to bed.
Perfect.
How late we go.
Let me tell you, it's a really good read. I've read the entire timeline every day for the past 5 days straight. It's a good read, and it keeps on getting longer and longer. Everyone keeps adding to it. So it's
it is funny. I think the videos that we're posting to YouTube make for an interesting kind of, what do I remember? It's almost too accurate, if that makes sense. It's almost, I almost need to say, you guys aren't allowed to watch these or listen to them because you're going to pick up stuff. You missed the first 5 times that you listen to it. You're going to pick up some stuff. But at the same time, it's still funny because I listen to them like, oh man, that's so cool. Like, I can't believe they missed it. And then one of you will come across it eventually. You're like, oh man, I shouldn't have said anything because now they're going to find it. So,
that is so true because I completely missed the white hand mark on the uniforms of the 2 people that were hanging out with Trandoshan based upon what the witness was saying.
Yes.
And that witness Learn Danso?
That was Learn Danso.
Yeah, that was Learn Danso. He's the one that died. But he threw the grenade and died. He was the first casualty, really close to the whole room.
Yes. Okay. So we can talk about that. So
okay. Yes. You guys have y'all's conversation.
All right.
So one thing I did upload a slightly revised relationship flow.
I did. I think I looked at that one.
Okay.
It's funny, but I like Jake's better. His is pretty hilarious.
Prey, not prey, human prey.
Yes.
Big human prey, small human prey, smelly human prey.
Right. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It was a stroke of brilliance. So that might show up, believe it or not, on like a picture of one of our soundtracks on this, just because it's so hilarious.
I'm just trying to add to the enhancement. I think it was funny that the slow Trandoshan might be jealous and try and put his own hand at it and be like, I'm just not going to show anybody this.
Right, yeah. Biff has this perfectly. They were making fun of you last night, Biff, about your PowerPoints. And I'm like, oh, he puts everything like an engineer. I work with engineers. How this works. And I saw you turn that in. I'm like, oh, God, they're right. His PowerPoints must be
that's great.
And then Jake's is in a lot of ways perfect because it's like what I might do in a meeting. Like, oh, yeah, let me flow this over here. Yeah, this is a random squiggle. I like that there was no like consistency to it. It was just
zero consistency.
Everything I was like, this is great. This is how I would draw a flow chart.
If you want something, coherent, you look at Biff's engineering schematic. All right, I'm going to get this.
You both are different. Both of yours are different, which is funny because you never know. You might, if you meld them together, find out something you didn't realize.
Oh, sure. I might find out that Biff is actually quite tasty and belongs in the prey category. And all right, I'm going to start.
Did you two happen to catch the hollow news flash about the Great Houses meeting?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
The information being dispersed seems quite dubious.
How do you mean?
Well, I don't know if you caught on to this fact, but apparently I am being implicated as a slaver who smuggled a bomb into the council meeting that killed all the council members.
Well, I could see that them thinking that, yes. You were the slaver on trial, as it were.
True. Normally that wouldn't have been a problem, but, my original plan was to escape this place and disappear from the sector. Now that the station is on lockdown, I can't even leave. And if anyone sees a Trandoshan walking around, well, my people don't exactly have the cleanest record, and I was on trial for being a slaver. I might have to be more incognito now.
That'll be fun to see. Definitely. That'll be fun to see.
My point exactly. Also, Did anyone in that same newscast, I noticed that the kidnapped individual whose knife I flipped and sold, he's been found. Which to me doesn't make sense at all.
And you don't know who that person is, correct?
Correct. Clayson told me to impersonate the slaver that abducted him and gave me the man's knife, which I could then trade in and be implicated in his disappearance. I never met the man before, but now the news is saying that he's been found again. That seems so strange to me. How can he be back? It's not a double. His friends and family would surely notice. If it is really him, then he would obviously speak out against the Empire's wrongdoings, unless he was bribed or something. Or maybe he really does believe that it was a pirate gang that did it.
Yes, most curious. The news broadcast could be being manipulated.
Do you suspect the Empire? Or are we actually thinking that this is a real slaving operation by a non-Empire organization or gang?
The Empire could be involved. I think surely the Empire was involved in the attack during the Great House meeting. They seem to be using these Hands of Valion as proxies or patsies in their what I believe to be a power grab in the system.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. The Imperials were certainly not paying any attention to the gunmen that stood up in the stands.
Additionally, did you see that the father of the security guild was taking control of fatherless and motherless guilds in the interim?
I did see that. That was
could be the beginnings of a coup.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, it was kind of. I was curious as to why it was just the two, given that several are now parentless.
It is a good question to bring up. Did anyone recognize that one counselor that seemed unscathed by the end of that whole deal?
No, I did not.
Whoever that was talking to the queen and her handmaiden, and I would bet my left arm that they are involved somehow too. During that whole battle, I tell you, that Chiss, there's more to her than meets the eye. She had something to do with the assassination of Lern Danso. Not that he was innocent by any means, but they were oddly safe. They felt safe during that whole scruff, and I don't know about you two, but I certainly didn't.
Well, that is true, because Lern was making a move, or at least it appeared as though Lern was making a move towards the queen. And then he fell down, or was taken out.
Yes,
he from what I could see, I was standing right next to the man when he went down. There was some kind of a stealth weapon, darts, silent, invisible, and they went straight for a headshot. He dropped like a sack of potatoes, and I am almost positive
what's a potato?
that it was. Oh yes, it dropped just like a sack of bantha pea.
I understand now.
Oh, you crazy mammal. But yeah, so I honestly do believe that the Chiss handmaid has something to do with it. And the way that they reacted to that whole thing makes me feel that they either knew that it was coming, they knew that it was about to happen, and knew that they weren't in danger for some reason.
They seemed a little too calm, yes. I agree.
For once,
it's possible. I don't know that they would be affiliated with the Empire, but it is possible.
Almost, and perhaps they both had two different plans running simultaneously, and just so
the
happened
handmaiden and the queen.
Yes.
I doubt that. I believe they were operating
together. No. They were together, but also not with the same plan as the Imperials.
Yes, that might be true.
So you're suggesting that the queen is attempting to overthrow the great houses, much like we believe the Imperials are attempting to overthrow the great houses.
I may only have a reptilian brain, but that is what I thought.
I thought you had a lizard brain.
I thought you were the smart one, mammal. Reptilian and lizard, but the same.
I doubt that. Well, I think that we'll only find out more the deeper we dig our claws into this slavery operation. I think it's connected to everything.
Oh, I certainly wouldn't mind some more answers, and that definitely seems like the right place to start. Although, at some point in time, Kurt, I would love to know if you might be able to slice into a network and find more information on that individual that I was pretending to kidnap, because that seems rather odd that he's now back in the public with no issues.
Yeah, I wonder if there would be something that I would be able to learn on the network, slicing into police reports or the security guild's system to see if I can't identify that particular individual.
Even
that would certainly be helpful.
Name. Definitely. We could hunt him down, or I could hunt him down in my spare time. But
hunt him down again? You can do that if you want. You'll have to set up a search. It won't be like this isn't, I guess, modern day, so you won't be able to just tap a few keys and look up everything. So it's a time consuming search. So you can start that if you want. But you don't really have access to it in your little domicile that you guys are at. So you'll need to find.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, you'll need to find a secure place that you can do that from. This is just kind of some heads up from the GM. You'll need to find a secure place you can do that from that will have enough that you'll have enough time to do it without arousing suspicion. So
okay. I mean, it almost seems like, would it be easier for Kurt to do that while he's working, or would it be something that we want to do like on the way towards wherever we're trying to find? Actually, don't we need to find the location first? We got to get clues about this slaver ring, don't we?
You do, but you don't. While you're discussing this over the couple of days, you will be contacted again by Clayson. He knows. Okay. He either helps you guys find this place, or you've kept in contact with him enough that he's able to get word to you. It's a nameless, faceless person. Obviously, he's not going to come and see you.
Yeah, of course.
A nameless, faceless person delivers to Kurt because he's the easiest to find. He actually has a duty roster. He's places that he's findable very easily.
He's predictable.
Predictable, correct. So he'll be delivered a message, very short, very succinct, that says, check out Blassos, BLASOs, storage and hauling. We've had him under surveillance for a long time. No hard facts, but we suspect that he's connected somehow to illegal smuggling in the system, and that's all it says. So
perfect.
You guys. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, does anybody want to? Or I'm done with all my conversation bits, but if anyone had anything else, I'll continue before we jump on that lead.
So the only thing I would throw out there would be, as far as that unscathed parent, just by process of elimination, we know he or she. I don't even know if we know the gender, but he's going to be one of three.
You recalled it. Unfortunately, I left that sheet of paper across the room. Hold up, I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Okay.
I thought it was a man, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. But the important thing being is through process of elimination, we know he's in one of three guilds: the ore, the loader, or the hydraulics.
Correct.
The rest of them are accounted for as either injured or dead.
Right.
Or in the case of Lane, surviving.
It might be good if we leave Kurt to do some slicing, and Slashik and Osklet go scope out the slaver place and try to set up. That way we kind of pursue both leads at the same time. Because you don't need us to slice, and if you're going to be our slave, then you shouldn't be hanging out with us.
Go tell her that you need a diaper change.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, sorry about that. Hold on one second. One quick second.
Okay, so I believe by process of elimination.
Jake is.
I'm back.
Okay.
I missed the last thing that you said. That Kurt's gonna slice and Phil and I are gonna what?
Yeah, maybe we can split up. You and I scope out the slaver place. Kurt slices. We'll talk about it in a second.
Okay.
I believe by process of elimination, you know, the father of the hydraulics guild is still alive and uninjured. Looking at the
loader and the ore.
The loader and the ore, yeah, the ore mining guild and the where is it? The father of the loader. God, I have a sheet. There it is. That's a female. Is the ore mining one, and her name is on another sheet of paper. All I have is an F written next to it. So those are the three that you know are uninjured and unhurt. The trader one was injured critically, but not dead yet, as far as you guys are aware. And the storage one was also critically injured, not dead yet, as far as you're aware. And the rest, I believe, you had in your email or was in the news flash.
Telso isn't injured, is he?
Yeah, Telso was injured, but not critically.
Okay.
He was very obviously scarred.
But he was walking around by the end of that thing.
Right. Yeah, he was walking around, but he was let's say wounded to the level that like Slash was. So.
Okay. Gotcha.
And you got to remember he's a security guy, so
right.
A couple of things just as you would more than likely know, he was probably wearing some form of armor. It's just the nature of his business. Buff. Yeah, the business he's chosen, and he's been around a long time, long enough to also be vigilant. So remember, NPCs in this game have skills too. So.
Yeah, of course.
When combat and things starts, even if they're not necessarily involved in the combat, they might still be able to react away from it, different from each other. So a bunch of random bankers and technicians and stuff might not react as fast as a guy who still has some streetwise ability. You know, he's like, "Oh crap!" Duck beneath the table, sort of thing. So he was injured, but not to the point where he showed up on the news blurb. So he wasn't injured enough to be taken out of action anyway.
So what were the genders of the hydraulics and the loader?
Hydraulics is a father, that's a male, and the loader was father as well, and the female is the ore.
On the ore.
God, I forget her name. I'm going to end up giving her another name if I have to make it up tonight. But I have a notepad at my office that I left. So.
And we had an unscathed father, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's all you knew from your description, or as you were walking out. That's the only thing you noticed is it was a male. So, it can be asked around if you really wanted to know. You could find that sort of information out pretty easily, because I mentioned it during the last session. None of you guys did any research into the houses. Like you just kind of took it on faith. So, but the fathers, the parents of these things are not hidden. They're not secret. You can find out in a moment's notice who they are. So,
right.
So you would know just from the process of elimination that the Hydraulics Guild father is a Versa Callo, Versa, and then Callo is how I spelled it. Pronounce it or spell it however you want to. I'm sorry, that's Father Hydraulics Guild. Father, the Loaders Guild is a Feen, Feen, Daylin, Daylin. Gotta love Star Wars names. And the ore mining one I'll have to get later because I don't want to give her a completely separate name and mess some of my other notes up. So, but it is a female. Those are the only two that would have mattered to you guys. But in that moment's notice of it, you wouldn't know which of the two. You'd only know that it was a male and it had to be one of those two. So that was seen talking to the queen and was unscathed. So. Okay, so you've had your note delivered from Clayson. He has pointed you towards Blasso's storage and hauling. That's all you've got to name is that. He didn't give you directions to where. He didn't give you directions to who the owner is, anything like that. You probably draw a conclusion for who the owner is, but
right.
But other than that, you don't know anything. And remember, it's a city. It's a big station. So I'll leave it to you guys to make the next move.
Okay.
Bothan, how do you pronounce your name?
Oscalet.
Oscalet. Well, I know that you and I got off on the wrong foot, but I hope that we can continue to work in relative harmony for the time being.
We'll see.
What do you think about this Blasso's storage and hauling? Where should we start? Where should we look?
Well, I have an idea of how we could possibly infiltrate this slaver ring.
I'm listening.
Kurt, you may not like this idea, but Trandoshans are known slavers, yes?
That is true.
Yeah.
There aren't many Bothans around, but I could pass for a slaver. Or at least the brains of the operation. Kurt, you have very marketable skills, I would say.
Yeah, I think I know where you're headed.
I've got a pair of binders in my backpack. I
Figures.
think... just for no reason.
I think I know where you're going with this.
But we probably shouldn't walk in with you as a captive immediately as our introduction. That is a stupid idea. I should go and talk to these people, possibly with Slashik in tow, to lend credibility, and if there was a fight, I suppose you would like to be there.
Well, I absolutely.
I would be fine on my own, but
well,
perhaps
I'm
you'd
not
be
so
like,
sure about that.
yes. But Kurt obviously wouldn't be there, since the idea here is that we would be bringing him as a slave to sell to these people later. So maybe Kurt stays behind. Kurt, why don't you look into those files in the meantime?
Yeah, I can certainly do that, and I'll even try to figure out who the unscathed father was.
And also who that missing person is that has now suddenly reappeared. That's what I would like to know as well.
Yes, that's a good idea as well. Yes, I will do that.
I can ask around. I can find this place. And then we can scope it out.
Very well. I guess I'll wait here for your return. Or do you want me with you?
Up to you.
Why
don't you come with me? You look bored.
I'm more than happy to come and make sure you don't get in over your head. How about that?
Yeah, if nothing more,
if you
just
like.
at least watch his back.
Well,
If it
someone's
makes
got
you
it.
feel better, that's fine. Come on, let's go. We're wasting time.
All right, let's go. I'm following.
All right, and off into
All
the
right,
town we
so
go.
yeah, I'm just gonna start asking around discreetly.
All right, I was about to say, do you guys know this? Do you guys know that guy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for storage and I'm just looking for the storage place.
Should we both be like
storage and what?
I was gonna say,
Lasso
should we
Storage
both?
and Haulage is the official name that you've been given.
Right.
Right,
Should
I
we
have some
be
storing and hauling to do?
That's good.
Let's see. I think it was. Let me read through this thing here. You'll need actually for generic search around. I guess Streetwise would get you.
I'm sure Streetwise would.
Streetwise would help you find that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Less prominent
Right.
haulers, people who aren't on the main thoroughfare. So just give me an average Streetwise roll.
Should I add to his role?
Well, yeah. Why don't you?
If you're helping them out, then yeah, definitely you guys can do that as a co-op.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you don't. What's your cunning?
2.
Okay, so you're just gonna give me a 1 boost dice.
Correct.
Would be an unskilled assist.
Yeah, unskilled. He's skilled, just not in sweet talking people on the street to find an
Exactly. I just kind of glare at people until they give me the information they need.
Okay, so it's a success with two net successes, but no advantage.
advantage.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah. They find, or you are very quickly find where he is located at. random person on the street can almost tell you that he's not unknown, but he is known enough that more than one person can point you in his direction. He has a hangar in the L30 section, number 3 hangar in the L30 section. Not that that means anything, but just that's for my own reference. In case I ever actually do draw some form of gigantic city out on a map. That makes sense. Trying to make sure I tag all these places. So he has a hangar in the L30 section, and they point you, give you some rough directions to find it. Yeah, you should be okay. It's not that far off the beaten path. But it's obviously on the outside of on the outer edge of one portion of the station. It has to be in order to have a hangar in it. So they point you in that direction.
All right.
Okay, so let's go check it out.
Let's go check it out, Bothan. Good job.
All right. In the meantime, while you guys are doing this, Kurt, you wanted to do some searching about, correct?
Yeah, I wanted to slice into probably like the security guild's system, because my assumption being that they're the ones that are holding or knew about collected information on that kidnapped individual.
Right. Okay.
Excellent.
You're going to need a hard, the equivalent of that one.
Okay.
What did we do
3
for your?
dice.
Is it mechanics or the other one?
Computers.
Identifying fault with machine. No, it's computers. Yeah. So hard computers on that.
Okay.
Tell me what you get.
Two. Rolling. And okay, I've got look at that. Okay, so I've got 1 success, 1 triumph, and I've got 1 threat.
Oh, okay. Well, you succeed very easily in finding out the name of the person who was unhurt. In fact, there are numerous reports of him coming out unscathed and, in a sense, like not so much bragging about it, but saying, "Oh, I was just lucky," and really playing it up to the crowd. He's very much a media hound. It is Fiend Dalen. He's the father of the Loaders Guild.
What?
So, father of the Loaders Guild.
Wait a minute.
What?
The missing person?
No. The person who the unscathed.
I'm sorry.
No.
You just blew my mind for a second. I was like, holy conspiracy theory.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I was going to have to completely redo the chart. This isn't good.
They went to string. I showed you my picture of the string. You just never know.
Yeah.
So you find that very easily with your obvious success, or with your. You will eventually find out the name of this guy. It's just going to take time. You've got a system check running. You were able to, with your Triumph stuff, you're able to get past any of the security protocols of the Sect Guild, but it is not so much easy to find as it's just buried.
Okay.
They what's not the word? Reply. He's not recognized with a name. He's given a code name, almost like he's in witness protection. So you see the tendrils that this person's identity is being very, very, very heavily protected.
So this is my guy now that we're talking about.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. The person whose knife you had is being unbelievably well protected.
Interesting.
If you look at anything that's come out so far, these are the connections that you guys will have put together because of his kind of piecing together in his Triumph. The name's never been mentioned anywhere. Like they never mentioned it in the court case in the Great Hall. If you recall, his name was never mentioned in that. And it's not found on any of the security guild systems. So this person's identity is unbelievably well hidden. That's the one thing you're able to find right now.
Gotcha.
You have if you're able to give time, and at this moment, because of the threat, you're not able to really take enough time to dig through all of those systems, but you can tell that it is massively well protected.
Nice.
So you're going to need more time without anything kind of bugging you, you know, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Not during your lunch hour. So.
Yeah.
Kurt, good job. That was actually really impressive bit of slicing you just did there.
Why? Thank you.
Okay. So back to our wannabe slavers. You make the trip. You don't go on a beeline, I would assume, to Belasso's, and it's what you'd expect. It's a hangar. It's a large hangar. It's got a door that opens into it, not big enough for a starship. On the inside of the space station, big enough for crates and lifts, like repulsor lifts and stuff to move through, but not giant starships and things. You might be able to get a speeder through it, like one of the 2-person speeders through it, but you don't really know that there's enough room on most of these streets to do that. But it might have been what this thing was before there was room, before all the stuff got added to it. But you guys can walk right in. Doors open. It's a, like I said, it's a hangar, not a giant hangar door, but it's bigger than a man door, kind of a garage door sort of size. You walk in. It looks like a kind of a ramshackle hangar. You come in for a door, and I didn't bother sending you guys a map, but I have it here in front of me. You come in, and it's a large rectangular room that runs off to your left-hand side. Large rectangular hangar. On the far wall, if you went straight across and all the way down that across the wall, there is what looks like the outside door, what looks like the hangar door that would lead to
like an airlock.
Right, yeah, like a large airlock access out of this hangar. In front of that, on very obvious landing pad, is an XS stock freighter, just a standard light freighter sitting there, not powered up in any way, shape, or form. It's just sitting there, scattered about the room. In piles, not haphazardly scattered, but kind of sectioned off. Like this looks like this pile probably all goes together for one reason or another that you don't know. Are crates, nondescript, no giant labels on them that say munitions or slaves or anything like that. Just
the slave crates.
Slave crates.
Excellent.
So you see, it's got all sorts of stuff. There's a set of shelves that run. If you run down that entrance hall, the wall that you came in from the entrance, that long wall, shelves, just standard storage shelves with some of them are empty. There's a few that have crates stacked onto them. Straight across from the entrance.
How big are these crates, by the way?
All sizes. There's no.
All
this
sizes.
is yeah. There's
sized.
nothing here. Some of them, yeah. It depends on the size of the slave.
Ewok slaves.
But yeah, it could be Ewok slaves. No, you don't see any JBot scarring or anything around here. A shadowy figure clanks off of it.
It's a crossover.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if we had a cameo from JBot? That would be unbelievable.
What I should have sent that file, and at the just to put a shadow over it that was like a JBot shadow. You're like, why does this thing look weird? And you have to step back from it to see the shadow. Like, oh no, JBot's at the middle of the web.
Yeah.
That would actually be funny.
That would be fun.
And now I need to adjust everything. Everything needs to be changed.
Yeah.
The straight across from the entrance is I don't know how super familiar you guys are with warehouses and things, but it looks like what a warehouse would have as an administrator's office. So it doesn't. It's not a giant 2-story runs up to the ceiling. You can see over the top of it. It has a roof, air heat, HVAC system that sits on top of it. It's a separate little, built into this empty space to provide an office for this.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And so again, to just describe the doorway that we're entering, we're kind of on the right-hand side of the hangar, like when we get in.
Yeah, if you were to draw like a football field, you guys are coming in on the one of the long sides all the way toward one end.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then straight across from you, like on the opponent's side, is where the office and stuff looks, and all the way down the to your left along the sideline on your side is shelving.
Shelving. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Diagonally across on the opponent side would be where the
door
ship
airlock.
is, and the ship takes up a large chunk of this. It's not a vast open cavernous space. So the ship does take up a fairly big portion of it because these ships are big.
Okay. All right.
But you see a scatter of tools and workbenches and things next to the office, between the office and the launch pad, but the landing pad. And the office looks like it's kind of an L shape, and there's a door straight in front of you, like a small man-sized, human-sized, sentient-sized door.
Okay.
Is there. When you walk in, no activity right away. So it's just a quiet little hangar with stuff sitting around all about.
Okay.
And it's quiet. I'm not. What time of day did you guys?
Oh, it's just after lunch.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, there's no hustle and bustle. There's no droids running around like in a hurry to get stuff loaded. It's just nothing looks like it's being.
I'm looking around for like a front desk type thing. I guess if the administrator's office is the closest thing to that, I'll go knock on that door.
Okay. Well, actually, the door's open. As soon as you get close, somebody says, "Hey, is somebody there?" You hear a call from the office.
Hello.
Hey. What can I help you with? I can't do voices. It's a Rhodian. Classic.
You can't
kind
do a
of
Rhodian voice?
I can't do a Rhodian. Whatever. So,
Hola, Hola.
He hurries out to meet you guys. What can I help you with? You guys need some deliveries made? I got some free space on the ship.
Slashik is going to just stand still with his arms crossed behind Oslet and not talk.
Yeah, he's focusing on the Bothan because he knows Bothans are normally the talker of the group.
The intelligent one.
Yeah, he's familiar enough to be like, okay, that's hired muscle, and this is probably the guy with the money. I'm going to talk to the guy with the money. What can I help you with? I got room on the room on the ship.
Yes, I anticipate that I will have some cargo that needs hauling in the near future. Tomorrow, in fact. Is the ship available tomorrow?
Well, it is and it isn't. Maybe you haven't seen, but the station's shut down. We can't fly out. But I can reserve you a space on the ship, and we can hold your cargo for a nominal fee, and then when we do get clearance, we can deliver it as soon as possible. One of the fastest ships in the sector. We can get it there as soon as we get clearance. We normally get clearance really quick. We're really good at that stuff.
Yes. All very good. What are your fees?
I don't know. Is there a haggling skill?
There is negotiation skill, actually.
Yeah, negotiation. Yeah.
I guess he would probably want to ask what the hell I'm hauling, though.
No,
we have some.
He doesn't ask. He didn't ask.
Okay.
He's more concerned. I don't know what the going price of this stuff is, but unfortunately, they don't have that written anywhere in the book. How much does it cost us to ship something from one sector to another?
Yeah, who knows?
As a logistics person, this is an outrage. How can you not have costs per mile and pickup fees and all this other stuff? He'll quote you $100 credits per case, and up to a certain size. I'm giving you this out of character. He'll give you that's 100 credits per case up to blah 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 dimension, and then
I'm just gonna go ahead and hiss at that. That seems outrageous.
That's a standard rate. That's a standard rate. I'm not asking for anything
I'm sure
normal.
I'm sure we could agree on a more agreeable price. I think 50 credits would be more acceptable.
Okay. Well.
All right.
That's a heck of a deal. I'm gonna. Hold on.
That's a very important negotiation here for the cargo that we're.
I'm gonna need to know what type of cargo it is you're wanting to ship if I'm gonna give you that kind of discount. I mean, if we're talking about shipping food stuff to another system, then I guess I
understand.
If it's volatile in any way, man, I got to take care of the ship.
Yes.
I can't. So
our cargo is live. Do you have any problems with that? And at this point, I'm gonna, kind of use my streetwise ability to try to insinuate that we are possibly slavers, and that we're trying to feel them out.
Let me see. Does Streetwise go with the? Give me a hard roll for Streetwise.
Okay.
While you're doing this, he's professing like, "Ooh, live cargo." He's thinking the way he's going to is like feed animals, if that makes sense. It was
Mhm.
what are those things called?
Nerfs.
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 Like,
Yeah.
nerfs. Okay. We could probably handle that. Do they need to be fed? Like, how much do they need to be fed? I'm not used to carrying that sort of thing. Are
Okay.
you going to? He's going. Are you providing containers that are self-sustaining, or am I going to have to provide feed and power and blah? He's going into all this stuff. Okay.
All right. So I failed with one
Shit.
threat, but I also got a
Oh,
triumph.
Oh!
So good luck.
Yeah, he gets very
whatever
he
the
gets
hell that
very,
means.
He starts to catch on that you're not talking about feed animals. He's like, no, I'm not involved in that. I don't deal with that stuff. No. Are you crazy? They're trying to the Empire's involved, and he's throwing all these names out with the Empire, and there's explosions in the great houses. Who in their right mind would be involved in that sort of stuff? You pick up, obviously he's denying it like crazy, but you pick up that he knows more about it than he's putting on. But you can't pinpoint anything, and you can't tie it to him. You just get that feeling. You're like, he's hiding something.
Can I have Slashik try since oh wait, actually Oscar, you picked up on that. I wouldn't pick up on that. Never mind.
Right, yeah.
Just shoot him, Phil. We'll find someone else to negotiate with.
I was gonna say you could have your muscle moving and try and intimidate at this point.
I'm going to let's see.
And that's coercion is the one that if you were to threaten,
Yeah.
I will remind you that you can combine on that.
I was gonna say that. Like,
Yeah,
you should coerce and have me boost your.
that's right.
Your die.
Yeah,
Just-
I was thinking about coercing now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna visibly put my hand on my blaster and say, I don't think you're being fully forthright with us.
All right.
We're on the up
hard-
and up. You
hard
can
coercion,
trust
however you
us,
do that.
but you can trust us.
Tell
Tell me what's going on.
If you guys are going to do that.
Can I add to? Can I?
Yeah,
add
it's a combined roll the same way.
So add a
that
boost
you did
for-
earlier. Well, no, it's the combined roll basically takes whichever one of you has the higher stat. If you're equal,
Yeah,
then it's just a
he
boost
does.
die. But
Yeah.
he has a higher stat. Do you have a higher skill in it? Because it's
Oh,
I've got
I see.
I've got 1 in coercion and 3 in will. So
Okay, so then
I bet
actually-
that's higher than you. But
yeah, it
what
is
do you
higher
have?
than me.
You have
I
that's
just
higher
have-
for both of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Higher
so
for
yeah, it
both.
would be the same thing. He would make his coercion roll with 1 boost die.
So I
See, yeah, because like if you had a whole bunch of skill ranks in it, like you were a
Yeah.
practiced torturer or something,
Right,
you would be able to boost his, or not boost. You basically use your ability and his skill, or vice versa.
All right. So I say,
Right.
why don't you tell me exactly what's going on here? And let's see what I roll.
These are always
God
fun.
damn it! All right, it's a fail with advantage.
I'm gonna make a reminder. You can use your destiny points.
That
How
might
much
just
can
be
we
a
do with the
boost, though,
destiny
right?
points?
Oh,
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Yeah,
Just
shoot him! Just shoot him! There's only one of them. That's always the other one. Shoot him and take his place. Take his place.
We can.
We never meant to do this.
It's
but
like
now we
one
can
die
do
that we
this.
can reroll with the destiny points, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
So you
ridiculous.
could upgrade a regular ability into a the yellow die. I can't remember what they call it. The proficiency.
Yep.
With one destiny point, but that's all you can do for this roll. So I don't think that would actually. You already rolled, so I guess.
Okay.
Can't I sort of do something?
You can use. Just looking. Finding there's ones where it's like you can use them to find things like, oh my god, I tripped and fell onto a stim pack sort of thing, where it's just blind luck, and can also be used to introduce facts and additional context directly into the narrative,
Which wouldn't necessarily help you at this point, I think.
yeah, the other one obviously would be the roll.
Right. I think we should have realized that before you rolled, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Well,
so what did you end up rolling on that one?
An advantage with a fail. A fail with an advantage.
Yeah.
One fail, one advantage.
One fail, one advantage net.
So what does the Rhodian do?
Because you can't threaten me like that. He goes, I am an upstanding citizen, and I will call the security to come in here to get rid of you people. I pay my taxes. I pay my guild fees. He goes, I am an upstanding member of the storage guild, or not storage, he's the
transport
the transport guild, and I've paid all of my dues. He goes, you cannot muscle me like this. In fact, I'm going to go get in touch with my local representative right now.
All right, can I step in before he turns around, before he goes anywhere, and can I jump and pounce on him and pin him to the ground? Can I use an athletics check and try just to barrel into him?
Need the athletics check. Isn't that basically an attack?
No, just jumping from where I am, like right onto him.
In a non-attacky way.
I just want to pin him. I just want to pin him to the ground
in a non-attacky way.
A friendly pin.
Yes, give me a average one.
Okay.
He will not expect this.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I was hoping. All right, let's see. You said average, right?
Average, yeah, so 2 dice.
1, 2. Okay. Roll the dice.
The dice, letting everybody down. Just here's the.
This is what we're gonna swirl even further into the pit. Right?
Yeah. All right. So I rolled 3 success with 4 advantage.
Oh, woo, you get him. What do you? He falls. Obviously you're on top of him. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Don't kill me! Don't kill me!
I suggest you listen to what the Boffin has to say.
Jake, roll me a coercion roll.
Okay. Oh, God.
Make that one.
I'll assist.
Yeah, can you please?
My blaster's out. I'll assist. So.
Well,
I've got
your coercion. Yeah, tell me what it is, because that's really going to help my roll.
My coercion is skill 1, and my will is 3.
So how do I do that? Because I just have 2 will and no coercion.
You would boost his. You basically roll what he would have rolled, but you get the boost. I believe that's how that works. Because you take the wait a minute, you take the best of 1, don't you? So hold on, yeah. I only looked it up once, and of course you guys are going to use it like crazy now.
Because Phil, you said you have 1 skill in coercion.
Yeah, I have 1 rank in coercion.
Okay, and you have 3 or 4 will.
3.
Okay.
Assisted checks, skilled assistance.
So you're looking at skill.
Skilled assistance. Yeah, I think that JBot is right. We just use the better 2. So, oh, hang on. Somebody.
We
just
lost
dropped.
somebody. Who do we lose?
I feel like
Oh,
it was
no!
JBot.
It was JBot.
No,
J-
12 failing.
Oh. No! This is the saddest moment of my life.